awesome. So I would be remiss if I didn't talk about diversity. Our company's at Diverse Force. We talk to a lot of companies about diversity, and there's going to be a natural limitation to talent or attracting talent when you're only fishing in a limited pool. Demographic changes are seismic at this stage, where 44% of millennials are people of color. 2012 census showed that children under 5, 51% are people of color. So if you have an organization that's very homogeneous, you're going to attract people from that same demographic. See, nothing draws diversity like diversity. So it starts with having diversity to start attracting diversity. And what Dr. Brandy talked about is also, it's not just about getting in the door, but also how do you retain that talent as well. And she talked about treating people how they want to be treated. The golden rule is treating people the way you want to be treated. The platinum rule is treating people how they want to be treated. So listening, understanding those human needs, how people want to feel. We talked about the human needs and how those human needs tie back to productivity and business objectives. So we're at a stage where diversity is a business imperative. It's not a moral, social thing. There's a social case to it, but there's a strong business case from a performance perspective. And for organizations to really change that, there has to be layers of influence around that. It starts with this personal motivation, that they understand the value specifically to what they're doing. Many times people just don't know what the value is of diversity and think that it's okay to just have culture fit. But you have to change the paradigm to culture add. How are you adding a dimension of diversity to the organization to now bring a different perspective of thought to what we're doing? We have culture fit, we just have echo chambers. Everyone thinking the same. So I think Jessica shared a quote that said, we have too many echoes and not enough voices. So it's important that we have that diversity of voices, otherwise you're going to be disrupted. The reality is, I believe diversity is a disruptive force. You need to disrupt yourself or be disrupted by someone else.
So you talked about, making people feel valued once you're in. Do you have a recommendation for companies, maybe from a process perspective, of how they might attract a diverse workforce at different ages, together more cultural piece? Is there a how that they could actually do that you're seeing?
Yeah, so the things we talk about is, one is where are you fishing? Either you're not fishing in the right pool or you're not using the right bait at the end of the day. So where are you fishing? Where are you getting your pipeline in? But also, it's not just about getting them in, but it's also keeping them in and moving them along as well. And
where do you fish?
Where are you fishing, right?
But where?
Oh, well, the reality is, it's not hard for Latinos to find other Latinos, People in the LGBT community, you say, I can't find anyone in the LGBT community, but you just go to their community.
There you go.
A lot of times we try to go to their community versus being in their community, being a part of the community, or finding people who are part of that community. You guys say African America, they don't have any hard time finding diverse, African American talent. It's just a matter of having that leadership and people in place that have those networks. The reality is our networks end up looking like us. And so the studies are that recruiters, if you look at social media, if you look at Facebook, generally you don't find people with very diverse networks these days, unfortunately. You kind of create these tribes, and you just continue to perpetuate that. But also you got to be attractive. Okay, you got to be attractive. Just because you put the rod out there and try to fish talent in doesn't mean they're going to come to your organization. So it's important to also be inclusive, to brand yourself as an inclusive organization, to do the things that are necessary. And we kind of systematically talk about those human needs, connection, significance, variety, security, growth, contribution. All those things are parts of our makeup. Some people, value, more contribution and giving back. Maybe, how does your organization give back in a meaningful way and give your organization or employees ways to give back to things that matter to them, not that matter to you, but to matter to them, and so many growth opportunities. So many ways that you can really start to tap into those human needs, and depending on the culture or the organization, culture or the dimension of diversity that you're tapping into, many times those same needs, but they're kind of shaped a different way, in a way you're going to tap into those needs as well.